Does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be enough?
Prophecy, don't want no problems, not with me. I just might call her Mama E. Slay on my demons, watch them leave. Prophecy, don't want no problems, not with me. I just might call her Mama E. Slay on my demons, watch them leave.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mama Eve, and today's a good day. Today's a great day. Today is a fabulous day. But what's more important, today is your day. Welcome back, my honey bunnies. Thank you for looking out for me and watching out for my videos. Got so many calls and so many texts. Mama, where are you at? Well, I've been working on a major project, and that project is 99% completed. And we're gonna, you know what? I'm gonna show you glimpses of the project that I've been working on. I think you're gonna be very, very excited. Speaking of excited, I am now legally a chain store owner. So I have another store, the name Eve's Garden. It is a health and wellness store, doing wonderful, fantastic, better than I didn't even think that it would do so well already. So I want to show you around in Eve's Garden. Now I'm not finished yet. I still got about 1% other things that I need to do in there, but you'll get a chance to view Eve's Garden for yourself. And if you're ever in the Baltimore area, come on out and come on to the garden. So I want you to come to Eve's Botanica first, then come to the garden. All right. So today I have a video. This video been on my little list of videos to do for, I say, probably close to a year. So many things have been happening that I just could not get to it. So I want to get to it actually today. Now it may be 2 parts. I'm not sure, but I'm going to start out with the first part. I think if I break it up, the time will be good. If I just make one video, it's just going to be too long. So this video today, I want to do setting up an altar 101. Now y'all know what Mama going to say. Just because I do something one way does not mean that starch or other people do it the same way as I do. I can only show you how I do things and how I do things that work. So you can take some of the information, or you can, just take bits and pieces of it. But hopefully I'm going to help you a little bit. This question of Mama, how do I set up an altar? I'm telling you, at least 2 or 3 times a day I get that question. First of all, I think it's important that we know what an altar is. Now, we're not going to just believe that everybody know what an altar is. So we're going to start 101. What is an altar? And I'm going to be paraphrasing or putting it in my words. An altar is a sacred place or a special place that one is like a bridge between the physical world and the spiritual world. It is a place that you can go to meditate, to pray, sing songs, to honor our deities, to worship God. It is a place that is just special. The word altar means to change, and it also means high up. So both of those meanings to me is very special, and I see both of them in the word, or actually describing an altar, because the change, you can go to the altar and look at things differently. You don't have to leave the same way that you come to your altar. And high, that means it's elevated. So that bridge, that spiritual being, that deity, that who your higher power, that person, that thing is lifted up so that we can honor them. Notice, I'm not saying worship. Now, I feel funny about that, because I myself, I'm not going to worship anybody or anything other than God, but I will honor the different deities that my golden mother. I will honor my angels. I will honor my ancestors. So that is my meaning of an altar. Now, there are different types of altars. There is personal, it's called the personal altar. That means this altar is set up by me, for me. Now, if I can have several different altars, but the only one that will come to this altar would be just the person that constructs the altar. Then we have community altars. If you come into my store, Eve's Botanica, you'll find that I have 3 community altars. What is a community altar? That means my clients, my customers come to these separate altars, and they may want a candle lit. They may leave an offering. Some I've seen pray at my altars. So it's just used by the community. And you know, we when you really look at it, most churches have community altars. So when we call altar prayer, generally you have your congregants or your church members to come up to the altar, and we do a prayer over everybody. So we have that. Then, you know, this is something I didn't know, but there's also family altars. I have some clients and customers that have family altars. What is a family altar? It's one altar, but it's shared with everyone in that home. Everyone. So let me give you an example. One of the altars that I know, the family altars, is they have the altar set up for Our Lady of Guadalupe. So there is quite a few people, including children, that lives in that home. So they come in, and each one of them will buy a separate candle, or they might leave a separate offering at that one particular altar, but the family shares it. Now, that's just a few altars. There are probably many more that I don't even know about, but that is a few. Now, one of the questions I get often is, well, do I need a big, large space for an altar? Absolutely not. You know, one of my videos that I did, we talked about shoebox altars. That's for people that have limited space, or maybe you don't want people into your business. So you can just open up the top, the altar's there. When you finish, close the top and put it in a secure place. But the altar space really does not matter. I've seen beautiful, beautiful altars, and I've seen tiny, tiny, tiny altars. That is totally up to you. Is one better than the other? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's if you only have a little space and you want to set up an altar, use that little space. Remember, here we use what we have. All right. Now, this is another question. Can an altar be outside? Yes, if I have a customer, her altar is gorgeous, but it's in her garage. So some people, especially for my druids, they might have an altar in the woods somewhere, out in nature. So it is okay to have an altar. I have some that cannot have an altar inside the home because of the living conditions and things like that. But they have an altar that they don't leave stationary. They have their things, and when they want altar time, they will just take their things to a flower garden. I think she said it was in a flower garden that she used as her altar space. So all of these, yes, you don't need a large space. You can use a small space. You can have it outside. But the most important thing is, if you want to have an altar, make it personal. Make it personalized. Even if it's a community altar, have the things that you want on that altar. Now, another question that I get very, very often is, what type of altars can I set up? And I'll say, well, what kind of altar do you want to set up? There are many, many types. There are altars, financial altars. So you may have a statue or picture of a deity that's related to finances, or you may not have a picture at all. You may just have like the money bowls, the money trees, things like that. Then there's ancestral altar, which is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Many people have ancestral altars. That's where we honor our ancestors. All right. Then you may have one that's just what I call a sacred altar. A sacred altar is where a place that's set aside, consecrated, just set aside, that special place where you go and you pray. You may have just a picture on there, you may have statue on there, or you may just have a Bible and flowers on there. So it is no particular way that you can let me put it like this. You can have an altar for many different reasons. You may want to offer altar for many different reasons, and it's all right. Don't let somebody tell you, well, this is the wrong type of altar. You need to feel it in your spirit, and whatever type of altar it is that you've been, seeing, envisioning, dreaming about, then just do it. Now, I'm going to make it easy. And once again, this is just my way of trying to help you. The most popular question out of all questions is, what do I need to put on my altar? Now, to answer that, it would depend on what kind of altar you're trying to build. One rule of thought that I share with my customers and my clients that makes it kind of simple is nothing is put in starch. But if you remember 5 things, it makes it easier. And that's the 5 elements. All right. Number 1, fire. Number 2, water. Number 3, earth. Number 4, air. And number 5 is spirit. I hope you can see this. So I want you to write that down. What does that have to do with building an altar 101? With most altars, I suggest that you do one thing from each category. So, for fire, one of the things for fire you can use is a candle, because it have a flame. It have a flame. Now, you don't have to use the candle, because there is some gemstones that represents the fire element. There is some animals like lizards and things like that that represent the fire element. Water. Water's the next thing. And that's just that. If you could put water on your altar, you can't go wrong with that. The biggest thing with water is it must stay clean. Clean. All right? So let's go with air. Now, if you're using a spiritual candle, you can still use a candle for fire and air, because the fire, the flame of the fire goes up, and when you say your meditation and your prayers, it's supposed to ascend up, go up into the ether, up into the air. So you can use that, but most of us use this incense. Because where's the incense? The incense smoke is going up in the air. So that's just a good example. Okay? Earth. Earth, some type of plant, some type of flower, some type of plant or flower is a good example of the earth element. And finally, spirit. This is the thing that you want to put on the altar to help bridge you from that physical to that spiritual. Now that may be a picture. That may be a statue. That may be a personal item of somebody that have passed on or expired or transitioned. If you do these 5 things, you're not going to go wrong as far as building up your altar. Now, a lot of us say, well, what about food? What about food? Once again, it's going to depend on what kind of altar. Not all the time, but most of the time, when you're doing an ancestral altar or an altar like with a deity, let's just say an Orisha or something like that, people may give food offerings. Do you have to have food on your altar? No, you don't. Most of us do. But even with that, people do what they want. I know somebody that if they're cooking chicken, greens, and potato salad, they put a plate on their ancestor altar every day. Then I know some that just do it 2 times a year. Sometimes, for instance, if you have an ancestor altar and you have a picture of your grandmom and you are honoring your grandmom, you may put a food offering down just on her birthday. So it goes, remember, nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. It's how you want to do it. All right? So these are the basics. And if you can do these 5 basic categories, at least one thing, that's going to make your altar beautiful. Beautiful. Now, let's just talk a little bit about money altars. Money altars. You still can use the same thing, but you may want to add some things, components to your altar, such as things, items that will help bring that energy of finances to that altar or that sacred space. Let me give you some examples. If you're doing a money altar, you may want to make a money bowl. And we're gonna be making that in one of my videos, probably the next video. I want to show you something. Or you may want to put a gemstone like a pyrite, or maybe a hematite, a magnetic hematite, some kind of gemstone that would have energy to bring you money. Another thing for a money altar that I love to suggest is different types of money and different denominations of money. For instance, $1, a quarter, a penny, a nickel, a dime. You may want to put that. But then you may want to go to the computer and print out a check and write your name on that check and fill out the amount that you're trying to draw and actually sign that check and set it on that money altar. You may want to go, and you might have a credit card that you're no longer using. You can put that on there. If you have money from different countries, you may want to put that on your money altar. Or you may want to do like an eco doll. That will draw that energy of prosperity to you. And you're not going to go wrong. And this is something else that just coming to me. You can always build. You can always build onto your altar. So let's just say you only have 4 of these categories. So you might have a candle, you may have water, but you don't have a plant. But you have incense. So do that stop you from building your altar? No. Use what you have, and you can always build later. So let's talk a little bit about an altar for love, self-love. Then you would do it the same way. Try to do something in these 5 categories, okay? So you can even use for spirit. You don't have to use a picture of yourself, but you might can just use an article of your clothing, of your own clothing. Right? You might want to put a big rose quartz or red jasper stone on your love altar. You may want to burn the candle. The candle may be a couple. It could be a male or female. It depends on what you're using that altar space for. Are you doing it for self-love? You might want to put a picture on that altar. And then every day, put your affirmations on that mirror and pick it up off that altar and read those affirmations. Or maybe you're looking for love. Maybe you know who you're trying to draw. You might want to put their picture on there. And you might use a couple's candle or a gender's candle. So there is many ways that you can work an altar, as we call it. Or once again, the ancestral altar. You might want to have some ancestral money. You might want to burn some on there. You might want to have grandpa's glasses that was left, behind. You might want to put that on. Or maybe they ate butterscotch and peppermints. You might want to put a dish of peppermints and butterscotches. Or maybe somebody smokes cigars or they like to smoke cigarettes. You might want to put those things on your altar. Make the altar your own. You're not going to listen, feel it in your heart. Whatever you want, because this is your sacred spot to honor whatever and whoever is on this altar. And let's just say it is Sacred Heart of Jesus, or Sacred Heart of Mary, or Our Lady of Guadalupe. You might want to make sure that you put some roses, some flowers, some holy water, maybe a rosary. See, that is so simple, but yet we make it so complicated. So I hope this video, part 1, will help you to set up your altar. And just know, make it your own. Even if it's the community altar, a personal altar, a family altar, make it your own and build on it. Just because you have these things on here today don't mean that you can't put something else on this altar tomorrow. Oh, and I do want to tell you this. This is the question. Do you have to leave the altar up? You do not have to leave an altar up. You can, but you don't have to. I know people that do it both ways. Once again, make it to your liking. Make it the way you want to make it. Now, on part 2, which I'm going to do right after this, I'm going to get into a few more things about altar. I wish that I had some things here in the office where I can literally show you. Well, let's see. You may see behind me, or you may see on this side. This is just an altar. I don't have the candle because I'm burning the candle here, and I'm ready to do some work with some candles in a few minutes. But you know, even some of my altars here, make it the way that you like it. All right, so I hope this video helped you. I'm going to be doing part 2, and if you have any questions, y'all know that y'all can always text me, call me, or put it in the comments. I will read them. I appreciate it all. Thank you for tuning and not forgetting about me, because I know I've been gone, but you'll see why. As of, let's see, 2 days ago, I became legally a chain store owner. I'm so excited. I know that I've been missing in action. I tell you, there's so much going on, and I would tell you what it is. But this is one of the things. I have now opened up my second store, which is named Eve's Garden. It is a health and wellness store. We have, you know what? Come on and come along with me. We have a large line of all kind of items. We have skin items. We have health items. We have bath stuff. We have all kind of soaps. We have everything. We even cater to those that's not on the health field or not on the health track. So we got some goodies. We have over 670 some herbs back here in my little herb pharmacy. We have everything that you could imagine from every region. We have herbs from every region. And over here we have all kind of teas. We have local honey. We have tonics from Ghana and different places. We even have the noni juice from Hawaii. We have everything. We have some homeopathic medicines. Some things I've been making. We specialize in our tinctures. We have tinctures for the livers, for detox, for kidneys, for energy, for memory, to sleep, you name it, for children. Oh yeah, let me show you this board. Over here, this is just a few of our tea blends. We have blends, we even have smoking blends, as most of you know. Immunity, stuff for cholesterol. We have, this is just wonderful. I'm so excited. I just can't tell you how excited I am. It's been some hard work. It's been some hours put in. I wanted to make sure that everything was right. Everything is 10%. Everything is 100%, 1,000% for my clients. Whether they're older clients or brand new clients. That's my freezer. That's the refrigerator if you hear it in the background. We have, oh yeah, come on over. In the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, we have all kind of sea moss. We have original. I have pineapple, cinnamon, elderberry, berry, which is blueberry, strawberry, and elderberry. We have peach. We have what else? Mango. We have. I'm missing one. Oh yeah, the purple St. Lucius sea moss also. All kind of healthy drinks. Just this has just been wonderful. And I don't want to tell you this, but I'll be the first one to tell you. I am now working on my next business. I'm now working on my next business. And you would never, ever guess. So, the same way I told you I was working on this, and now you see it. I manifested this. I want to tell y'all, babies, when you truly believe that you can do something, you can do it. The same way I manifest, I believe, I have faith. Just have faith and believe, and there is nothing that you cannot achieve. So, I'm not gonna, let's see. Probably, I'm shooting for next year for the next brand new business opening. And we're still working on Georgia. But besides Georgia, this will be a whole new business that's going to shock the world. All right? So that's going to happen probably next year. Now, I don't know if it's going to be in this state or not, but I'm open for it. All right, so I hope that you enjoy my next video that's coming up. I'm going to try to answer some questions and help you just a little bit. Hopefully, I help you a lot. So I'll see you in my next video. Kisses. Mwah.
Prophecy, don't want no problems, not with me. I just might call her Mama E. Slay on my demons, watch them leave. Prophecy, don't want no problems, not with me. I just might call her Mama E. Slay on my demons, watch them leave.